Hello, this is Mark Sabatella from Outside Shore Music. In this video, I want to talk about a technique that I'm calling connect the dots. It's a way of filling in a voice when you're creating some sort of contrapuntal texture. Really, it works for chorale type SATB arrangements as well, but we've been working on counterpoint lately and I want to show it in that context. So what I have here is a very simple arrangement of Mary Had a Little Lamb that just has a melody and a bass line. And I want to fill in one inner voice. I want to have three-part counterpoint in here. And so there's a lot of ways of going about this, a lot of different techniques, a lot of different concepts to know, but a really useful technique that you can apply to a lot of different situations is this idea of what I'm going to call connect the dots. And the idea is I'm going to kind of look at this harmonically and find the missing chord tone, assuming I've got two chord tones for most of my chords, and I'm going to figure out which one is missing and then kind of fill it in and then connect those dots to make a line. So at the beginning, I have a C chord, right? This is two notes of a C chord. It's just missing the G. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a G. Not here, but down here. And then on the next chord, the trombone goes to an F, the trumpet's on a C. It's basically an F chord, right? So I want to have an A here. And now on the next measure, I've written in a little bit of chromaticism. That B flat, to my mind, was trying to, it could either be this kind of B flat 7 with a sharp 11 sound, otherwise known as a French augmented sixth type of sound, or it could be a minor G, a G minor chord, right? Either of those would be a perfectly acceptable chord in what's coming here, which is a tonicization of the D minor chord. So you have to understand a little bit about harmony to make this work. I think I'm going to go with that minor 4 chord sound and put a G down here, because that is the missing note. I've got the E, which is like a sixth on the chord, or you could think of it as an E half diminished chord if you prefer. That's the chord that I'm kind of hearing. And then the next chord is basically an A7 chord, right? It's the 5 chord in D minor, and it's missing its third at the beginning of the chord, but then it gets it later. So I have to decide, do I want this voice here to go up to that C sharp, at the beginning of that chord, and then I'd have to get off it when the trombone takes it, or can I just decide it's okay to wait? And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to decide that it's okay to wait, because I think I'd rather maybe keep this common tone. I might change my mind, but I like how that G is going to lead to an F, and that's as far as I'm going to take this thing. So these are my dots, and now all I have to do is connect them. I mean, I could just play half notes, right? Could totally just do that. But if I want to make this a little more interesting, I can now create a melody that travels through those notes. One thing I see that I could do is I don't have to come in with that horn note right on beat 1. I could, if I choose, put it on beat 2 and have it here. And then I have, and now I need to do something to kind of kill time while I come down to that G. And I could totally just wait, I could just make it a half note, but again, I'm trying to make something happen. So I'm kind of hearing, I kind of hear a little neighbor tone figure. So that's what I'm going to do. You know, you can do it however you want, but that's kind of what I'm hearing. And then again, I'm going to do something to kind of fill this space between this G and the other G that I get later. You know, actually, now that I look at it, I've got all that time. I could totally do something like that, right? I could go G, A, B flat, C, and then make it up to the C sharp by beat 3. I will at that point have that B flat doubled, but that's not bothering me. And now, you know, now I just need to get back to that F there, and I think I could just, I don't know, I could just jump down. That's a totally fine line. Yeah, so if I just look at my horn line that I've created now, you know, you can decorate that however you want, ornament it, make it as interesting as you like, but I think this actually should work pretty well at this point, and I think I want to hear how it's going to sound. Let's let MuseScore play it for us. Yeah, that works just fine, right? I've created a nice horn line to give more interest to my arrangement. So this is the technique that I refer to as connecting the dots. Choose chord tones and then fill in lines to create some interest around it.